Hey, it's Ronnie. Today I'm going to show you how to replace your brake pads and rotors. Changing your brakes is a great way to save money and a pretty straightforward job. Here are the tools we'll be using today. If you don't have a torque wrench, you can get one from AutoZone through the free Loan a Tool program. Now let's get started. Park the vehicle on a dry, flat surface and install the wheel chocks. Be sure to wear safety goggles and protective gloves. Open the hood and check the brake fluid reservoir. If it's full, some fluid needs to be removed. This will help avoid spillage due to overflow when compressing the brake caliper piston. Loosen the lug nuts with a breaker bar and socket while the wheel is on the ground and stationary. Raise the vehicle with a hydraulic jack from a secure point. Place the jack stand or stands under the appropriate points and safely lower the vehicle onto the jack stands. Remove the lug nuts and the wheel. You should be able to reach the caliper bolts pretty easily. I'll use a screwdriver and pry the caliper off the bracket. I will suspend the caliper with the bungee cord. Keep stress off the hydraulic brake line. See if I can find a spot to hook it up in here. Now I remove the brake pads from the bracket. Next step is to remove the caliper bracket so I can remove the rotor. Some rotors have got screws in the face here that hold it on the assembly line. This one does not. But if you miss that, you'll never get the rotor off. So the rotor was already loose upon taking off the caliper, and there it is. She slid right off. We got lucky. So my next step is going to be to go ahead and clean this surface off. So basically, the rotor does fit on this surface here and this surface here. This is below the surface. I'm not worried too much about here. If there's any debris between there, it'll cause wobble. Make that sure that's nice and flat. It'll run true. You'll have a good pedal, and it'll avoid extra pushing on the brake pedal. Get it to apply to stop. So we want these areas flat and clean. As soon as I'm done, I'll give it a little shot of brake clean, and we'll move on to putting the new rotor onto the hub. If you're serving a rotor that integrates the hub and wheel bearings, as many older vehicles do, you'll need to replace the wheel seal, remove, clean, and re-grease the bearings from the old rotor hub. Prep the caliper first, and that means returning the pistons back in. If you don't have a caliper tool, you can borrow one using AutoZone's free Loan a Tool program. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use an old pad, because what this tool does is it pushes in both pistons at the same time. And to do that, I wanna push both equally, so I'm just gonna use a pad to put in there. Tighten this guy up. And when the pad is fully seated against the caliper housing, you know you retracted all the way. And that's it there, that's seated. I can pull this tool out and keep moving. That's nice and flat, that feels good. There we go. So as you can see, the new rotor, a lot of times they come with some type of an oil or chemical on them to keep them from rusting when they sit on the shelf. We do wanna wash that off, but we're gonna wait. I'm gonna go ahead and get all this put together, and before I put the pads on, I'll give the cleaning because my hands are just gonna recontaminate the rotor. So there we go, I should slide right on. So the new bracket did come with slide pins and hardware, and it did come pre-lubricated. These are ready to go, they slide that easy. And these are in good shape. I can get these bolted on. I'm gonna spindle assembly next. All right. Go ahead and do the back side as well, same way. Just kind of hold the rag against the back of the pad with a brake clean on it, spin it around. Now I got it wiped off all the way around. All right, okay. Here's a new hardware, will snap in place. Pops right in there. Make sure this is all square. Let's sag around a little bit. And there is our top one. I'm gonna get a little bit of lubrication on this hardware here. Just a little bit up in there. Keep it off the rotor. We don't want to get grease on the rotor. As stated earlier, the pins are already lubricated, so those are good to go. These pads slide right into place. There you go. Okay. Outer pad, inner pad, slide right into place. Okay, that's in good shape. Now it's as simple as removing our bungee cord. We've already got our caliper retracted. This guy will slide right into place perfectly. Really nice having all new hardware when you buy the part that comes with it. That's really handy. Now that I got the brake done on this side, I'll repeat the process on the other side. Go up top, check the reservoir, pump the pedal a few times, get the wheels back on, take it for a test drive, and bed the brakes. That's about it. And as always, tune into our channel for more videos and be sure to like and subscribe.